Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mark Loeffler Experience. Today, we're going to be discussing Cmhc, what's going on with them, what they're talking about, in my opinion, what they should be doing. What do I know, right? I'm just some fool on YouTube asking you to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm and definitely subscribe. Basically, Cmhc is talking that homeownership is too expensive and is slipping further out of reach for too many Canadian homeowners. So Cmhc had funded this report for a new home equity tax. So basically they want to apply capital gains to principal residences. Why? Like, what would Cmhc benefit from funding this report? So this is our taxpayer money. They're a Canadian corporation, and this is our money that they're wasting really to fund this report saying that they should do capital gains on our principal residences. As a Canadian, I think we already pay enough tax. We're one of the highest tax jurisdictions in the world. I don't think we get value for money. That's just me. But, obviously in Ontario, we already pay a land transfer tax. Obviously, property taxes are going up, not down. Does Cmhc think this is going to add more properties to the market or less? The choice is, I want to move across the street because that house is 10% bigger than my house right now. I'm okay with paying the land transfer tax to do that because I would like that extra space. Maybe there's another half-car garage. But if I had to go ahead and pay what the current capital gains tax is, like say 25% of my gain to move across the street, there is no way in hell I would do that. The government makes money on those transactions, from land transfer tax to GST, HST on commissions, on lawyers' fees. Plus, when somebody buys a home, it adds a specific amount of economic activity to the overall GDP. So again, the less houses that sell, the worse it is for the economy. This again will cause less houses to come on the market because people will just say, you know what, we'll keep passing that on down the line until we're done. The standard realtor thing is that people move 7 times in their lifetime. That might just go down to 4 because they're like, nope, I'm just going to be fine doing this. I'll build an addition. I'll finish the basement. I won't move. So this is from Oria, Tim Hudak. You guys might know of him. He's the one that screwed up the conservative run by talking about a whole bunch of nonsense. Anyways, for provincially at least. So basically he's saying this is obviously a punitive thing because somebody like, I don't know, my parents who have lived in their house since the 1970s and then would sell their home, it would be retroactive, is what this is saying in the report I'm reading. It was reported in 2020, Cmhc spent $250,000 in partnership with the University of British Columbia's School of Population to investigate ways to tax the equity Canadians have gained in their houses. Obviously, Cmhc denied this, yet the report was recently released, shows that they are supporting research on an expensive home equity tax. We know that in Ontario, they've done a poll on this, and 6 out of 10 people said they don't want that, and 7 out of 10 homeowners said that. I don't know the other 3 out of 10 homeowners. You guys are freaking saints. I'm never in favor of a new tax. I'm just going to put that out there. Anyways, this new tax will add another level of barrier for Canadians putting their home up for sale, seeing a further restriction of supply, which we don't need at this time, especially in Ontario, in Quebec, in BC. In Alberta, they might actually get money back because if you sell it for less, do you get a capital loss? I don't know. Just saying. And then they just say Cmhc and the anti-homeownership interest groups supported by Cmhc funds should focus instead on increasing housing supply and choice, especially for first-time homebuyers, instead of trying to punish homeowners, which I totally agree with. And that, here's the thing. Cmhc is in the news all the time about. So Cmhc is to review down payments on investment properties as part of federal strategy to tackle housing risks. So we talked about that in our housing mandates that the Liberals are passing down. And whoever comments on that I should get off, Justin, well, it's their housing mandates. Who else am I supposed to talk about? Cmhc, other than multi-unit apartment buildings, they do not fund investment properties in Canada. Now they used to have a great program where you could spend 100%. So they give you 100% and they give you a 40-year amortization. This thing was gold. You could buy it 0 down, 100% financed, and a 40-year amortization. We were cash flowing like kings back then, just kings. it does lead to more demand. That's why they've taken it down and they don't fund investment properties anymore. So that's why I'm like, well, what are they proposing? Like, they don't fund investment properties really, unless they're talking about the bigger stuff. But then they've just, on the other hand, come out with this new program where if you build a new multi-residential building and you're 30% affordable, you're 100% accessible, and then you're certain environmental standards, you can get 95% of your build cost back. So, if it costs you $1 million to build it, I know that's stupid low, but I'm just saying they'll give you $950,000 on a 50-year amortization loan at like stupid low rates. So that should entice some people to build if we can go ahead and get through all the layers of government. I worry about, obviously, I'm an investor out in Alberta now. Will this, because usually money flows to the lowest common denominator, will now people go to Alberta because they can actually find land and build out there and build more, even though there's an 8% vacancy rate? I don't know. Time will tell. It'll be definitely interesting. I'm looking forward to using that program when it comes out March 7th to try to refinance a couple of my buildings out there. So I will let you guys know when that happens and what that looks like, and if I am successful in doing that. Well, Ministry of Housing and Diversity and Inclusion. I don't even understand why they're all together, but again, in partnership with the Canadian Housing Mortgage Corporation, told the Financial Post that the speculative investing in residential real estate has become an important concern, prompting Canadians to overbid on properties, borrow beyond what they can afford, and push home prices even higher. Who can't afford it? The people who are buying it obviously can. They have the money to put down. They're getting qualified at a higher interest rate. By the way, this is CMHC. They're not our government. They are a crown corporation. And I think they should just stop and help build more houses rather than keep spouting off like this. But, I mean, again, what do I know? Just a guy on YouTube. That's why our government is looking at every tool at our disposal to tackle these challenges head on. That includes the Fairness in Real Estate Action Plan. By developing policies to curb excessive profits in investment properties, protecting small independent landlords. So that's an oxymoron right there. So we're curbing excessive profits in investment properties, but we're protecting independent small landlords. Does that mean they're going to fix the LTB in Ontario? Probably not. Oh, and Canadian families, and reviewing the down payment requirements for investment properties. We are targeting the issues the market is facing from multiple angles. No further details on what the down payment review for investment properties would look like at this time. But currently, obviously, people who put 20% down, they don't have to pay CMHC because they're not insured. Back when I started investing, 75% was pretty typical to put down. So is that what they're going to do? They say a 5 percentage point increase in the minimum down payment would slow investor purchases incrementally. They have less money to buy other properties and include them as rentals. And everyone who's going to comment down below that investors shouldn't own single family rentals, what if my family, I don't want to buy a house, I'm going to live in a 2-bedroom condo with 3 kids? No, I want to rent a single family home. This is done by the Banking Oversight Committee, and they're the ones that would have to do this, or curbing HELOCs. Again, I don't understand why CMHC is furthering these reports. Like, the government is intent on slowing the market down. That's one thing we can say for certain. Am I pouring gasoline on a raging 6-foot fire right now that's going to cause it to shoot up to 10 feet up in the air because of all these policies that they're doing? I've commented on a whole bunch of this stuff. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I do appreciate any feedback, good, bad, indifferent, whatever. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Thanks, everybody. We'll catch you next time.